the player that wins tonight is going to be the player that serves more effectively than the other. Now, that doesn't mean bigger, more aces, just more effectively. What I mean by that is it's you got to have your aces, your unreturnables, but who sets up the second shot best? And right away, 2 big serves, 2 unreturnables. That's going to be that X factor, that intangible you're looking for.
It's very strange to see Roger Federer not be able to return a serve. And now he comes in, and Tsonga's up 40-love.
3 quick points with 3 quick strikes, Al. And first with the serves, and then with the transition short forehand, able to come across it and generate a lot of pace.
There's an ace. Can't be much better than that. Tsonga with a game at love, and now we'll see what kind of serve Roger Federer has coming off his racket tonight. And Federer in his match against Juan Monaco won 1 game with 4 straight aces. So what else besides the big first serve does Tsonga have that Juan Monaco did not, or does not?
Well, physically a massive presence. This is a different type of athlete, bigger, stronger, faster. The other thing is off the backhand side, he's got a short take back, and he's able to really take a lot of the heat that Roger's going to throw at him and then efficiently get it back either cross court. He's very good down the line, and he's very good around the net. Soft hands for a big guy. Covers a lot of real estate when he's up there. There's a good example right there. That backhand, not a big backswing, but comes through it. Good solid contact and follow through, but he puts it down the line. And again, another forcing shot. He's up 1-0 and he wants to press Roger Federer right from the return of serve side.
Not surprisingly, Federer, a 5-time U.S. Open champion, has the crowd in a big way.
Because Tsonga's never really gone deep in this draw. A lot of the New York fans, U.S. Open fans, don't really know him. Tennis people do. But the U.S. Open fan is going to learn a lot about this guy tonight against Roger Federer.
Seeing Roger Federer this year has meant getting used to seeing him do some things you weren't used to seeing him do. And one of those was blowing that 2-set lead to Tsonga at Wimbledon.
That shot selection reminds me of the old Tsonga. Really not sure when to pull out the big forehand, the big backhand. His positioning was way off the court, deep in the green. It's as simple as if you're in the green, way off the court, you have to play a good, solid, conservative shot.
One game more for sets.
Now let's see if Federer can figure out the Tsonga serve. Not yet.
15 love.
And we saw it in John Isner, and we've seen it before. What a difference and a game changer it is when you know in a big spot you can unleash that.
One swing, 1 point. It is such a defining shot in our sport. Think about it. He's hitting almost straight down from his size. Arm speed, wrist.
Federer's first point on Tsonga's serve.
And there's Roger, cool as ice. So relaxed, so focused. His interview before the match, how he looked forward to this. He wanted to play someone with this kind of talent and caliber. Once again, running deep behind the baseline. Tsonga missing a forehand, and here's your break point, Al.
30-14.
So he's so smart, obviously. He's going to change some things. What's he doing differently?
He's really pressing the attack. You notice how first he couldn't get the return back for a few points, but now got the return back in play, ripping the forehand deep into the corner. Tsonga is more of an offensive-minded player. He's not a good defender.
Break point. And a service break. Those early service breaks. Federer serving up 2-1 in the first.
2 games to 1 for set.
So have you ever seen a court bubble?
A court. Oh yeah, absolutely. New
With
Haven
water
House.
like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. God, years ago when I was playing in New Haven, they had the same situation in the tons of rain, tons of water, and the court bubbled up, but it was the stadium court.
The main court?
And so they had to honestly resurface it like all night, and they had to tear up all the stuff, and they were stuck.
Well, we're right near Flushing Bay here, and I wonder if the whole water table didn't just come up so high that it just came through the court.
What are we built on? A landfill. There's nothing you can get around it. I mean, it's.
So what do you think of the way they rescheduled everybody?
I honestly believe it was the best scenario for everybody involved. I know it's a headache for a lot of people to try to reschedule everything as far as flights, hotel, tickets, arrangements, school for kids, their work. But I am telling you, for the
Seats quickly, please. Thank you.
it's just good for the game to make sure everybody has a fair shot at winning this.
Roger Federer with the early service break now. He follows it up. Roger just rips it.
He's been given some opportunities to move forward. This time created off some really nice serving. Really pressing the attack right now.
40 love.
Tsonga's got to be very careful right now not to let this set run away from him. As we see the rain starting to come down. The biggest thing that I have here with this rain starting to come down, just drizzling a little bit, coming down harder and harder, is that the chair umpire does not have exposure to these raindrops. He's got a little awning over his head, if you can see the chair umpire right there. He does not feel that. So it's very important for the players that they don't have secure footing. See, he's already, Federer's feeling is already touching the lines. That line, see, there's the rain once again coming down a lot harder.
Tsonga serving now 1-3. The one thing that has befuddled people, I mean, I checked the radar right before this match started. Totally clear all the way down to southern New Jersey, but
check it now.
Somehow this drizzle just doesn't show up. And the fans just have to understand that the court gets to the point where injury is very possible. Federer looks at Tsonga and says, "What do you think?" And the fans love that they've agreed to play on. But I don't think anyone's going to try and be heroic here, do you?
No, no, not at all. There's just too much riding on this for each player. They're the only match tonight. They've got a lot of time. Oh, that's a good look there. That backhand sitting up in the strike zone. He's on the baseline. He's up of break 3-1. Continue to press the attack. Play like you're leading, and that's exactly what Roger Federer did.
Tsonga holds serve, but Federer is still up a break.
Federer leads by 3 games to 2, first set.
All right, tennis fans, time for our first trivia game question. Your chance to win some great prizes. So take a look at the big screen, get your phones out, and let's get started.
We can tell you that as we report from the U.S. Open, we like to experience all aspects of the Open. That means walking the grounds, going to the food court. And we must tell you that if you ever come to the U.S. Open, the lobster roll is pretty much a mandatory thing.
Come on, let's put those votes in. And let's check the correct answer. The correct answer is personal computer. You're absolutely correct. Checking your
What do you think? Has the rain stopped?
You have 2 more chances tonight to play.
That's still going.
Is it?
I mean, if I look at the lights right here,
Okay.
Seats quickly, please. Behind the blades. Thank you.
Just about a packed house at Arthur Ashe Stadium tonight. This is the featured match. Men's quarterfinal to meet Novak Djokovic in the semifinals on Saturday. If you watch the first game of this match, you'd say to yourself, well, when Tsonga served, this looks like it could be one-sided. But Roger's just done an amazing job, Luke, of changing the tempo, the feel of the match.
Okay.
And here we go.
comes Brian early. This man right there to the left in the blue shirt.
No more than 5 minutes now. Let's get some umbrellas for these guys. Okay. One for the other one.
So much pressure on the players,
Well,
tournament officials.
the biggest thing is that they're not leaving the court. It is just 5 minutes.
Rain, just a chance of this.
See, again, Brian has just looked at the radar.
Yep.
And he says there's no rain, there's just this. And I talked to him on the court yesterday when the matches were in the process of being canceled. It was about 7 o'clock. And I said, Brian,
Thank you.
are you thinking that maybe you'll have about an hour and a half window tonight to play the match? And he said, yeah, but you know what the problem is? This is the window. And it was doing exactly what it's doing now.
Just going to be very interesting for both players. Just the nuance of, to me, finding your game for both players. We're still very early on in this entire match, but we are to the halfway point. Basically, Louis Armstrong bubbled up. It was unplayable.
Yeah, there was water coming up
Ladies and
in a
gentlemen,
crack.
resumption of play. Roger Federer leads by 3-2 first sets.
So here we go.
Roger Federer to serve. Love 15.
First ace for Roger Federer. Aces are even now at 1. In that game I mentioned against Juan Monaco, we talked about it in the first few games. Federer had a 4-ace game. Not the first time in his career.
And that was the biggest shot with the most improvement throughout this tournament. All of a sudden, in the last round, that serve just started cooking everywhere. It was a very difficult night to play with a lot of wind.
122 miles an hour.
He's got a very simple delivery. Not a lot of complicated hitches. His toss is in the right spot. You don't want a real high toss in a windy scenario. If you notice his serve, he contacts the ball. He makes contact
14-38.
and he goes after it as soon as the toss goes up and just pauses just for a second, just a little bit, and then he tags it. So there's not a lot of excess, baggage in that serve. Very efficient. Another thing in his serve, notice how when he takes the racket up behind him, then up over his shoulders and to the back scratch, it never hesitates. It continues to gain momentum, and that gives any server a lot of pace. Watch how the racket never stops.
Advantage Federer.
Because it never stops, Al, when he's nervous, the mechanics will still move. When you stop the racket and have to restart it, it's tough to play. When you're real nervous, all of a sudden you stop the mechanics and you're tight and you're nervous, and all of a sudden you shank it and you double fault.
3 mistakes in this game. 8 unforced errors already for Roger Federer. 7 for Jo-Wilfried Tsonga.
Tough to come out of that, basically out of the box from that locker room. Short little warm up and then kick off. 2 transition shots where he made errors in that last one.
Perfect.
Well, what Roger was doing, when he approaches to Tsonga's backhand, the scouting report is that Tsonga likes to go down the line, both off the groundy and the passing shot. This time Tsonga goes cross court, and Roger's not prepared for it.
This would get Tsonga back his service that was broken.
Game Tsonga.
Well, some uncharacteristic errors by Federer, and we are back on serve at 3-all.
A real sloppy game for the Fed. Normally, when you watch him play, he doesn't make this many errors in one game.
Well, at 40-15, he made a mistake, and I thought, okay, he had a cushion. He went for a big shot, but then it happened again.
Remember your theme, Al. No throwaway points.
Right.
Love 15.
Or there shouldn't be.
There should not be any throwaway points. Both players just look uneasy right now.
.126. Sounds like it's going about 150.
15-0.
Well, when your serve is working, Luke, you could build a foundation for a house with that, right? I mean, that's where you go from there.
Because if you have the confidence and the feeling that you're going to hold all the time, you just can take more chances. You can take risk, be more aggressive.
It's good.
Tsonga's now come up since the rain delay with two massive passing shots. In the previous game, a backhand cross court. Now this time on the run, short cross court with the forehand. Very important to get a lot of top spin on that ball to bring the ball back down. Lots of racket acceleration.
So Tsonga holds. But that one cross-court passing shot, that was the star of the game. These really are like heavyweight fights, aren't they? Stick an early jab in the first round. Maybe it means something later.
I'm really surprised that Roger Federer, with Paul Annacone, on his bag, in his corner, coaching him. Guy who's been top 20 in the world, the guy who's coached Pete Sampras to so many Grand Slam titles, puts him in a situation where he just played flat. The last two games were the worst two games of the match so far. And it's just, he had a chance to kind of stretch that lead up a break, and now I think he's sitting on that sideline going, this is a big game. Where's my game? Let's call the locker room and see if my game's going to show up.
We've had fun talking about how every detail is looked after in the Federer world, including having the sponsor for maximum exposure.
Seats quickly, please. Time.
So it's Roger Federer who had to adjust after game one, and it's Roger Federer who has to adjust again.
Thank you.
He'll be serving 3-4. New balls in play as Federer serves to the Frenchman.
Love the team.
Wide. I thought there were a lot of matches today, Luke.
15.
Very, very tight first set, maybe 7-5 or a tiebreaker, and then blowouts after that.
Yeah, the Tipsarevic match, went 2 tiebreakers before it kind of fell apart. I just think a lot of waiting around has paid not just a physical toll, but an emotional toll on the guys. So you're just cooped up in the locker room, you're cooped up in the players' lounge. You just want to play. You lose the rhythm of the tournament. It just gets disjointed.
Federer trying to win the U.S. Open for a 6th time, but the turbulence in the flight begins now. Very much in control of that service game, and it's 4-all.
4 games all, first set.
Was going to a freshly strung racket. And the reason he wants to do this is he wants to have a tighter strung racket for more control returning this guy's big serve. You don't want a lot of power coming off your strings. You want a little bit more control, and that's a tighter strung racket. You don't want the slingshot. You don't want the trampoline effect, which will give you more power when you have a looser strung racket.
off those errors? The racket just wasn't feeling right?
That's a good question. To me, he does go to new rackets throughout the course of matches. It's really hard to say. I just know when you always go to a freshly strung racket, you are going to get control right away.
Love 13.
Suddenly this game, we're reminded confidence could be as fleeting as anything. Break points here for Roger Federer.
Triple break point. I mean, man, what an unbelievable gift for the Fed camp. Tsonga's going to have to really exploit his big serve right here. He needs at least an ace or an unreturnable in one or both of these. He's not going to win a lot of ground stroke points right away from Federer.
Federer with the big blast right at a big body. Service break.
Federer leads by 5 games to 4, first set.
Oh, and that comes at a time where you're set up to serve for the set. He still hasn't had, I'm going to say any, ground strokes.
In this
match so
exactly.
far.
It's been very choppy. At the beginning, he was starting to kind of get into it, and he got that early break, and then all of a sudden, the rains came, and he hasn't played well. I mean, I think Tsonga honestly gave him the last game. He had a nice passing shot, but outside of that, Tsonga missed a lot of shots in that 4-all game.
Most of the usual suspects, the stars of the U.S. Open, were winners today. Roddick, Nadal, Murray, Isner on the women's side. Wozniacki won. Serena won. Kerber and Stosur of Australia. Kerber, the 92nd seed. That is the headline for that young woman.
She played a WTA event in Dallas, a warm-up tournament right before this event. And she was in the semifinals, and she just got worked over in that match. And this is an amazing run for that German player.
Roger Federer serving for the first set.
Not a lot of good tennis right now. This first set, errors all over the place. Both players in double digits with errors. Both players in single digits with winners.
Joe Wilfried Tsonga doesn't have many good memories of traveling to the net so far in this match.
He just doesn't look like he's got his feet or his balance or something. That's a tough shot, the scramble, but there's some key volleys here in this match.
I'd love to know how often hitting behind the player is a better play than trying to beat them cross court.
Game in first set.
Roger Federer rolls on through a love game to take the first set, 6-4. We're 37 minutes in, and the rain is staying away for now.
Open. The dancer's into it.
He is staring at the scoreboard, watching a man in the upper deck entertain the crowd.
That's a real problem. I'm coaching this guy. Now Roger's into it. He's dancing. Look at his feet. He's winning the first set though.
Well, they're both doing it. Much different than Vera Zvonareva wearing a towel over her head. Both players being entertained by the dancing man of the upper deck. Even the chair umpire is watching.
Time.
11 unforced errors so far in the match for Roger Federer.
Second set.
Tsonga 12.
Tsonga to serve.
Roger Federer serving at 70. Tsonga at 54. The game looks so different when he's getting that first serve in.
Changes the whole complexity, the whole vision, the whole energy from his game revolves around that serve because he can just do so many things off of it. Serve is very simple. I mean, it really tries to rock into it, starts with his weight on his front foot, and then he rocks back, and then he just kind of launches himself, and already now he can't even believe.
Tsonga challenging the service line.
Oh, that's a bad challenge.
Way out. That was out by a lot.
This is where, if you're going to knock anything on the Tsonga game, it's like between the ears, he just kind of honestly loses it.
Well, it wasn't that far out.
Yeah, but I mean, he just doesn't look interested right now. You're down a set, and you're on the changeover, instead of trying to dig into your playbook to think of ways to get back into
Tsonga
this,
has 2 challenges remaining.
he's looking at the big screen watching some guy dance. Like, buddy, let's get back in the game here.
Net for service.
Oh, we had the wide open court. Misstep by Federer.
Deuce.
Tsonga hit it into the net. Oh, we'd love to have that one back.
And that's not from condensation. It's not rating right now.
Advantage Tsonga.
Wow. A couple of mishits in a row. And Tsonga holds game 1 of the second set.
Second set.
I guess both players would admit they can play much better than this. But Federer has to be thinking, I know I can play much better than this, and I still won the first set.
Boy, it's one of those things when I look at the Tsonga serving 54%, the biggest thing, both of these guys just didn't play well. It's tough coming out of a rain delay, I get that. But, you know, both of them, double-digit unforced errors, winners, single digits. It's really once again, who has the most experience and who's more tough, who's a tougher competitor. And Roger now really working the lines to check his footing. His coach was out here during the rain delay checking the court, Paul Anacone.
Must be thinking he should have ended that point.
15-13.
Now, if you're Tsonga, this is a window of opportunity that you can capitalize on, but you've got to play a good quality point here. Make the return, look for an opportunity to rip a forehand. Do not make an error here. Didn't have a chance. Roger hit a massive serve out wide, 127 miles an hour. His fastest of the match was 128. Boy, no one really wants this match. You know, it's just, they're trying to get this match going. They're trying to find a better level of play, and then it's just choppy right now. Big serve, then a double fault. Nice groundy, and then an unforced error. I mean, even the serving to double faults. For Federer, 2 aces, 1 double fault. No aces this set, 1 double fault.
Federer challenging the ball on the right baseline.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Did you get a good look? I thought that was really close.
Yeah, no, I'm always going with you. You've only missed 1 challenge the entire tournament.
Yeah, it is good.
Replay points.
That's that play. I love it taken out of the air. It's an acquired taste. You've got to be able to be savvy enough to anticipate it. But he hits the big serve. He's not looking to serve and volley. As Tsonga goes to the sideline to change rackets. Got some sawdust. Old school.
The door was just slightly ajar. It wasn't open, but it was there.
He had a look.
And in the most important point of that game, Roger Federer rocked a big serve. 1-all.
Nets for service.
Tsonga's first serve percentage, Luke, is down to 30%.
For the set.
Right.
Yeah, 47 for the match. He's not winning there. He has got to take a little off the first, get the first serve rhythm going, get some timing going. Game is falling apart, and he's got to be extremely, because that's not like a miss. That's a miss in the middle of the net. For a professional at this level, that's not even close. See the wind blowing up against his shirt. It's windy down there. He faced the same thing in the fish match. It was swirling. It was nasty.
Tsonga was on the defensive almost the entire point.
One of the things Roger does here is he hits a few down the line and it quickly puts Tsonga on the defensive where he has to scramble. And eventually, Roger gets the short ball to really dictate cross court. But now he's starting to mutter to himself. Tsonga's starting to kind of show some negative body language. No time for that.
This is a big point. It was about 4 feet long. There's that ground stroke ooh-ah shot we were waiting for.
13-14.
And it's break point. No way. Service break. Roger Federer.
Second set, and by 1 set to love.
Tsonga's done that, what, 4 times now? Come to the net and just had something bad happen.
Whether it's a volley,
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is. You're absolutely right.
Both players have 17 unforced errors. Yikes. "17 unforced errors in 13 games. So it's men's quarterfinals on Friday. Right?
Well, who we got tomorrow? I haven't even seen the schedule.
Tomorrow
on
we've got Isner, Murray,
okay, yeah.
Roddick, Nadal.
You got it, yep.
The women will play their semifinals on Saturday.
Time.
And then the final Sunday.
The women are not on. I don't even know where they are at this point. My mind is.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But the men's final is on Monday, and the women's final is on Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Roger Federer wants something done to the baseline. He stumbled earlier, and since he stumbled, he wants something taken care of. This is, after all, Fred Astaire's dance floor, and he's not expected to stumble. Tsonga's just not making shots right now. And the game after the service break, Luke, that's one where you really just want to punch to the chest, right?
You've got to lift your game. You've got to raise your intensity. And you've got to strike right back. You don't want the guy running away with the break and feeling even more comfortable. And look how confident he hits that serve. 123.
30.
Tsonga could only deflect it to the 6th row. Now the unforced errors are 18 apiece. Roger Federer follows up the service break with a hold of his own to take a 1-set, 3-1 lead in this second set.
Federer leads by 3 games to 1.
And I'll tell you what we've seen, Tsonga does not like it when Federer comes to the net. He's been 100% successful in this set. And he hasn't been coming to the net crazy, but every time he's come to the net, Tsonga's hit the ball wide.
Tsonga looks very uncomfortable right now. He looks slow, choppy, especially on the forehand side. That's the only shot he's been able to count on, Tsonga. The cross-court backhand pass. It worked earlier on a huge situation, but this time, again, when you're moving forward, you're always calculating. And for Roger, he's going, okay, he hasn't passed me down the line yet. I'm going to cut off the cross-court, and he does just that.
And that puts all the more pressure to get that first serve in, because on that second serve, he was totally powerless. Oh, boy. There's a major short circuit going on here. Roger Federer has not had a single winner off that backhand. Still looking at 2 break points. Now just 1.
13-14.
So what feels like a major turning point as Federer takes a 4-1
Federer
lead.
leads by 4 games to 1. Second set, and by 1 set to love.
All right, tennis fans, it's time for our second annual drinking game question. Your chance to win.
He's got that thing working again.
Take a look at the big screen.
Roger Federer has won 100% off his first serve.
To me, Al, when things are not really clicking, you've got to rely on your defense. And how many times have we seen Roger Federer in this match just come up with one extra shot? That last point's a good example. See how he just scooted over to the backhand side and sliced the backhand down the line. He just got another ball back. And Tsonga ran over with a forehand and missed it. And both of these players aren't playing at the level they're used to playing. But it's Federer, to me, the mentally tougher player on the court right now. It's just finding a way to just get one more ball back. He's got a few more serves in. And the first serve, every time, that you just can't. That's a great, great statistic.
Now, longtime tennis fans who've been watching a lot of Grand Slam tennis remember Wimbledon when Federer lost or won the first 2 sets, and then Tsonga won the next 3. But there was a tiebreak in the second set that was sort of the building block of Tsonga's comeback, wasn't there? That's not happening right now. Up a set, Roger Federer serves 4-1. He's going to challenge that.
On the right baseline. Ball scored good.
I think that shot was out.
That's what I was thinking, too.
Love 15. 15.
Deviously good.
Well, he's got a very
30 all.
good drop shot because he disguises it so well. And when he sets up for it as an opponent, you're looking at a guy who's about to smash the forehand. And then right at the last second, he just changes the face and the angle of the racket head and just cuts underneath the ball with just a little bit of underspin for control. Defense wins that point. We've seen it a number of times from Federer. This time Tsonga gets one more ball back.
Now a chance for Tsonga to get that break of serve back. And Roger Federer's serve is broken. It's a little like what happened in the first set. And right now, it's 4 games to 2.
4 games to 2. Second set.
Tsonga now going to the pit stop. Grabbing a freshly strung racket.
Yeah, but his bags don't have his logo on it. That can't feel like a full service break. Roger Federer sort of backed into that one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, it's good.
He times this return so well. Just kind of sits on it. That's great anticipation. And then really redirecting the pace, catching it right. Little cat and mouse game. You want to slice, Raj? I can slice too. Moving that ball around. And Roger elects to tee off on the forehand and pushes it long. Boy, as Roger Federer just kind of went away in the last couple of games. Now he's still up a break, 4-2 here. But that last shot didn't hit the strings.
Tsonga holds serve.
Federer
leads 4 games to 3.
I
think there's any way you could have predicted that at this point of the match we've had 45 unforced errors. But if Roger Federer just holds serve, he'll have a chance to serve for the set. On the changeover, they go down and wipe down the service line. Coming up on 10:30 East Coast of the United States. Match got started roughly 7:45. Played 5 games and then had an hour and 15-minute rain delay. And that's where we are.
Time.
Roger Federer serving 4-3 here in New York City.
Net for service.
Another successful trip to the net for Roger Federer.
15 love.
Tsonga comes off his 2-hand backhand for a 1-hand backhand passing shot. He executes it, but that is not his primary. It just makes no sense to me why he would do that at such a critical moment in the match, already down a set, down a break. Just taking a practice swing on that backhand side. That last one was with the 2-hand, but he missed it. Backhand, this time cross court. He gets a lot of zip on this. Look how he throws it out there. Oh, and Roger just can't get the net cord to be kind to him.
Missed by half an inch.
Federer challenging the call on the left baseline. The ball scored out.
Well, finally Tsonga does some dancing and executing right around the net. Look at that stick volley. Another one. This is a reflex volley. A big point right here.
Just so you know, I would have gotten that one wrong.
Federer has 2 challenges remaining.
That's a big point to hit a ball like that.
Federer leads by 5 games to 3, second set.
It's got to be such a feeling of achievement when you break the serve of someone like Roger Federer, and then immediately you say to yourself, oh, wait a minute, I have to do it again?
Well, Roger Federer is going to really try to put a lot of pressure on the serve because he'd like to start out serving first in the third set to keep his biggest weapon, the serve, out in front. Make Tsonga hold serve just to stay even. Roger Federer knows how dangerous this Tsonga guy can be. He was up 2 sets to love this year at Wimbledon, and Tsonga came back and won in 5.
Oh, boy. Back-to-back regrettables for Tsonga.
Fifteen. 13-14.
Delicate drop volley here from Tsonga. Starting to mutter to himself again. This is really where he has got to tighten up his ship.
He finally gets the serve in and loses the set anyway. He's down 2. Federer leads 6-4, 6-3. We've had unforced errors go both ways in a big way for both Joe Wilfried Tsonga and Roger Federer. Federer committing 23, Tsonga 5 more. Difference is Federer's won the first 2 sets 6-4, 6-3.
Time.
And the first serve has really abandoned Tsonga. And on that last point, I thought, well, he finally gets in a first serve, Luke, and then can't do anything with it and blasts the ball long.
The first serves he has put in play, he's only winning 50% of those. So I think a lot of this trouble for Tsonga has come down to the lack of first serves in and the returning from Roger Federer.
15.
Third ace of the match. Are you kidding?
He starts with good balance. Watch how Roger Federer just kind of gets out to the forehand volley side and lunges out. And is able to just pop it cross court for the winner.
Tsonga challenging the call on the right far sideline. The ball's good.
I thought it looked good.
I'm sorry. This is uncanny. The rain delay hasn't even hurt your vision, your rhythm.
2 aces in the game for Roger Federer.
First game.
You see the numbers? Both the men and the women are almost down to the 10th of a percentage point equal. The players have only been right 30% of the time.
Wow.
Which means that the linesmen and lineswomen
are
doing a darn good job.
Your stats, and we talked that first serve percentage is dipping even faster. 47% for this is the second set. But the errors, look at that, 16 errors to 12. Only 2 winners for Tsonga. So there's no offense, a lot of sloppy play, a lot of errors. And Roger is just climbing all over his serve. Huge game for Tsonga to stay in the game, stay in the fight.
I think that first serve was about 20 feet long.
Oh, and Roger starts pouring it on. Be aware of the situation. When you're up, play like you're up. Play aggressive. You can afford to miss some shots. But if you are landing those punches, you're going to start really pulling away from the opposition.
Two great-looking shots in this game.
Started with the return of serve, Al. He had very good presence, racket head out in front, good contact, put the ball deep, and then all of a sudden he could work that forehand magic, ripping the forehand. Now, if he loses his challenge,
on the left far sideline, the ball's good.
If he loses his challenge, that triple break point, he better be just absolute on this.
I thought it was good. Nope.
Wow.
15-13.
Big challenge.
That is a really big challenge.
Second service.
Frustrated right there. Let second serve, not getting up on the ball. Needs to use his lower body. One of the best points from Tsonga the entire match.
Well, he put a little something on the second serve, didn't he?
105 miles an hour, the average second serve on the ATP Tour is about 95, 96.
40-30.
An odd attempt of return.
One game all, third set.
Bottom line is Tsonga holds. Federer serving a 1-all.
That's a really big save for Tsonga. He was reeling early on in that game. He really stepped up.
Frenchie saying, let's go, go, go. Well, the serving is one of the biggest differences in this match, right?
Serving and returning.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good night, and good luck. 4 quick points. Federer has the 2-1 lead in the third. He's already up 2 sets.
3 more games. Time.
Commanding lead for Roger Federer. Winner of this match gets Novak Djokovic in the semifinals over the weekend here at the 2011 U.S. Open. See if Joe Wilfried Tsonga can somehow put a string of successful first serves together. He hasn't been able to do it for a long stretch in this match.
Love the team. 15 all.
I would guess, Luke, that Tsonga needs to do things like that to just change the feel of the match.
One of the things you can watch right now is kind of who's winning the ground battle. What I mean by that is Roger's playing closer to the baseline, which means he's taking time away from Tsonga to recover, to react, where Tsonga keeps on getting pushed back further and further behind the baseline into a defensive mode. And that opens up these angles, and that's out.
13-15.
2 missed challenges in a row now for Roger Federer.
Federer has 2 challenges remaining. Game Tsonga.
Well, I don't think either player is going to put this match on their demo reel just yet. Drops in.
And sometimes just a hustle play like that can turn your fortunes around. And he runs this down and then a flick. Look at that. Just a little flick of the wrist. It's not underspin. He kind of hit it flat and around the outside of the ball. Smiling a little bit, you know. I mean, he's got a little grin on his face. Maybe that will bring out his game.
Net for service.
Your game is going to follow your attitude. If you just hang in there and just keep on scrapping.
13.
Or in this case, he's just getting outplayed at ace number 5.
For service.
Roger elects not to really put the pain on this volley. Instead, he wants to get really cute. And
30 all.
he had that down the line wide open. And Tsonga showing his versatility in being able to hit that passing shot. This is twice in the same game with that shot. .118 miles an hour right into the body. Always a good serve against a big player, a big body, an athlete that has trouble moving out of the way.
Juice.
life now for the Frenchman. Tsonga being more aggressive, putting Roger on the defensive off the forehand side. Roger's kind of using that slap slice shot.
Please.
That time Federer, I think he tried to hit a no-doubter. And Tsonga was able to get a racket on it.
He really used a big target there. He wasn't going to go for a sideline. He was going to go right through the middle of the court. Tsonga was there but couldn't handle the pace.
Advantage Federer.
Big time for a big serve. Roger Federer holds here in the third set, 3-2.
Federer leads by 3 games to 2, third set, and by 2 sets to love.
That's a tough one for Tsonga to let go. I mean, Federer tried to almost hand it to him.
Probably the most entertaining game of the match.
That one.
Yeah. Those 2 running passing shots with the one hand.
What was this? What was that little? Bury that.
I know.
That's a lot of points. That's a lot of time to go, too. This could be 54-39.
Very good. Looks like those things are Watson were protected brackets. You are correct. It is Watson. Check your calls throughout the night to see if you are aware. And thanks to and the 9-2.
Time.
One more, guys.
Skycam zooms out of the way. Things got a little wobbly there for a moment. Roger Federer holds and we're on serve. Jo-Wilfried Tsonga. 2-3 down 2 sets. Why no lob?
30 love.
He went right at him.
I just think right now he's still trying to find his game. He's just trying to internalize, okay, what is going on? How can I bring out my best? Serving better now with the first serve in this set. 71% first serves in. He's winning 90% of those points when that serve does go in. So that's a big turnaround. That's the start of his game. Making a difference. First ace of the set. 4th ace of the match.
You would think if you have the intention of winning the U.S. Open, 3 sets is right up there on the must-get-done list, right?
That's right.
You do not, with this compressed weekend, want a marathon.
15 love. Nets for service. All. 30-15.
That was one of his biggest and best backhands of the match.
Game Federer.
Nice decision to let it sail. Game to Roger Federer.
Federer leads by 4 games to 3. Third set, and by 2 sets to love.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what is his desire level to break the serve in this game?
I would say off the charts because he's in the final turn with this match, you know, and he just has to kind of have a good return game. If he gets the returns in play, he'll be happy. You know what I mean? It just gives him a chance. In the last return game, Tsonga just served too good. And Tsonga's starting to get his game going again. Very important for Roger to step it up just enough right now to get past that 30 zone.
I love sports when they get to desperation time, whether it's a game 7 or it's a must-win game like it is for Tsonga now. That serve that he hasn't been able to exercise as a weapon. What does he have when things are desperate?
Time.
Tsonga has got to serve this like it's the match.
Thank you.
That is not cool. And it's been happening a lot tonight.
Long day. Rain delay in this match. That is just huge. Picking up that forehand, ripping it inside in. The first thing, it starts with the footwork to pivot and get around the ball, get around your backhand, and then what you do is you honestly just unleash it and extend out through the ball. Nice solid follow through.
Again, about 10 feet long. And Roger Federer rips one around to the forehand, and it's love 30.
What we talked about on the break, what's his level of trying to finish this
Love
thing off? I mean, it's just off the charts. 2 winners in a row off the forehand side. Tsonga did not serve this ball there. lethal forehand.
15-48.
You can just feel that he's just
Yeah, I mean, he's just hitting it harder.
Yep.
Thank you.
2 break points now and a chance to serve for the set if Federer can get one of these. Federer had the game on his racket.
And Tsonga hits another one-handed backhand topspin passing shot. Never practices the thing. That's not his primary shot. To me, it tells me he doesn't have confidence in his two-hander right now.
That Federer missed one of the symbols in a match that has had 60 unforced errors. So both players have had huge points.
Advantage Federer.
On shots they could make all the time. Break point number 3 for Roger Federer. Usually the crowd roots for the underdog, not tonight.
$139 to the strength of Roger Federer right into that forehand wing, and Roger cannot catch up with it. Look at this. He rocks into this, explodes. That's just large and in charge.
Ready for play. Thank you.
That serve is back from vacation.
$134. The one thing I take away from this match is the number of missed front court shots. A volley like that, an overhead like the last deuce point. Throughout the course of this match, his front court game has not been there.
Tsonga has dodged 3 break points. Double faults the serve away, and Roger Federer.
On the service line.
No challenge?
He says the heck with it. How
No
about
challenge.
that? How about that?
Game Federer.
Why not?
Oh, he's grabbing the white towel.
Federer
What is
leads
that
by
telling
5
you?
games to 3, third sets.
He's not taking these challenges home with him.
I mean, if you had
Thank
even a
you.
hunch.
He's got 2.
Love 15.
He must have been 10 feet tall when he took that.
Thank you. $15 all. $15-13.
Conversation with the ball boy. Interesting.
Vitas Gerulaitis used to do that.
Well, Vitas would talk to anybody at any time. Nothing has come easy for either player tonight. Even when Federer was powering those forehands down the line, it looked like it would be an easy service break, but it turned out to be a winding road. 30 all. And now it's match point.
14-15.
That looked a little disinterested. What a return. There's a lot of interest on that shot.
The ability to get out to that forehand return and show enough balance to get out there and just snap it down the line.
Advantage Federer.
And he's really had to have a big serve. It's been there. Match point, number 2. And that is it.